Hi, welcome to another talk. Today I felt inspired to share with you about a very potent and powerful shamanic plant medicine tool that I use for healing and that I work with since a couple of years now. And we're in the world of the mushrooms, the plant medicines that Mother Earth offers. And today I want to introduce the Amanita Muscaria mushroom to you, otherwise known as the fly agaric. A very iconic and well-known stereotypical mushroom, and it is mostly found in the northern hemisphere, growing from late summer, September, October, November into December. You might have seen it when you went for a forest walk. You come across that mushroom, mostly in the northern hemisphere, northern Europe, Northern America, especially the Carpathia area, but also areas of Germany and the UK. And the fly agaric is mostly found next to conifer trees like spruce. That's where it mostly feels at home under like moist conditions. And it is used as a shamanic healing tool since ancient times. And I've come across it maybe 2 years ago, and I connect with this mushroom. I've connected with this mushroom numerous times now, and I wanted to share my experience today in this talk with you and how it affects me on an energetic level, on an emotional level, and how these experiences went for me. And when I would usually connect with the mushroom, the way I would recommend it is to always use it when it is dried. That's what the mushroom looks like when it's dried, a dried fly agaric. I wouldn't recommend to connect with it when it's just been picked raw, because I've never experienced it, but I've read it can make you feel nauseated, or you can get sick from it. So I would always just do it in this dried version. The way I prepare it, I usually let it soak in water with a little bit of lemon juice for maybe 20 minutes. And then the lemon juice helps to break down the compounds of the mushroom. So your body can absorb the chemical compounds better afterwards. And what you then get after letting it soak for roughly 20 minutes is a goldeny orange liquid. And Terence McKenna calls this liquid the soma, because for the ones amongst you who have connected with plant medicine before or read about it, it's often said in the spiritual context or in old folklore stories that the plant medicines were put here on earth in order to facilitate healing. And it was extra dimensional beings who actually put these plant medicines like psilocybin, ayahuasca, but also Amanita here for us to connect with them and to dive deeper into our healing potential, to facilitate, to see things we would normally not be able to see. And so he calls this goldeny orange liquid you get from the mushroom soma, because it just indicates something otherworldly, something divine of God. This color you would normally not find on earth, that is then created by the mushroom, and it's something sauce-like, something off sauce. That's why he calls it soma. Yeah, and after preparing it, I would usually drink the soma and then eat the soaked mushroom. And like I said, I've connected with this beautiful shamanic tool now numerous times over the past years, and I can definitely say that every experience I've had with it has, all of them were different. None of them were the same. And I would wrap it up in the statement of the healing capacities of the mushroom always give you what you need in any given moment. In my experience, it's not so much a consciousness altering experience like you would have that with psilocybin mushroom or with LSD or even ayahuasca. The Amanita works more on a subtle level with the energy body, and especially for those of you with active Kundalini, or if you have active Kundalini in the system, it just works hand in hand with that energy. So if this is Kundalini and then the mushroom is just like a joint companion to the Kundalini energy to facilitate healing and to work through blockages. So yeah, every time has been different, and I've had experiences where I felt emotionally blocked from something that I needed to feel. And Amanita is very much an emotion, something that unlocks and unblocks stuck emotions in the system. So I remember one time I connected with this beautiful shamanic tool, and I had a lot of stuck grief in my system that actually wanted to be expressed, wanted to be felt. And after my experience with Amanita, I was able to connect to that grief at the time that needed to be felt. And then I was able to cry for 2 or 3 days afterwards. So it's very much, it works, like I said, on a more subtle level, but it always guides you to where you actually need to be to unlock or to unblock something. Other times I found myself in a rather contracted energy towards life. There was a lot of inner tension within me and anxiety. And then when I connected with the mushroom, it was just an absolute nervous system calmer in that moment to me. It made me realize how much of my tension was actually an illusion, and that I was holding on to something that I could actually let go. It's a very, very classical thing that Amanita can do like this. You find yourself holding tension or anxiety with something, and then you connect with the mushroom, and you're just so aware of the illusion of the mind, and inevitably the body that contracts. And it was just like a feeling of like, I could just breathe again and let go. I have even read that people connect with this mushroom when they struggle with anxiety. I've read about one woman who merely uses the mushroom to actually deal with her anxiety. Like I mentioned, for me, it's more a tool that I use, and I never know what to expect. It's best to connect with that plant medicine with no expectation, because every experience has always been different for me. I even had experiences with Amanita where on a conscious level, I didn't notice much. I wasn't aware of anything being unlocked or unblocked in me, but on a subconscious level, and especially when you have Kundalini, it always works, but you might not even be aware of that every time. Another time I connected with a mushroom and it just made me very sleepy. I just felt very baked. That can also happen. So it's very much, it just gives you what you need in that moment. And on a sensory level, other than psilocybin or ayahuasca, that especially ayahuasca can really, really bring you to other dimensions and make you perceive and see things that do exist within these other dimensions, which you would never be able to perceive in this 3-dimensional realm that we're in on Earth. With Amanita, it is not so much a visual experience. The only thing I noticed was that, especially the first times when I connected with it, it enhanced colors in a slight way. Like, I noticed that colors seemed a bit more intense to me than usual, or my environment or objects around me seemed a bit closer than they were normally perceived. But other than that, I cannot really report any visual things that I had going on during these experiences. And I would say that it is a plant medicine that very much works with the emotional body and with the energy body itself. So yeah, that is something that I felt inspired to share with you. I'm sure there is so much more you could say about this amazing ancient shamanic tool that was put here on Earth for us to connect with it. I know that there is a lot of prejudice out there about this mushroom, and it's mostly regarded as a toxic mushroom that you better not touch. And it's something that is, I think, within society. I don't want to go too far with this, but I can see why there might be certain movements in society that don't want you connect with this mushroom because of its healing facilities. That's a total new chapter for another talk. Why are plant medicines, why are they, so many of them, why are they illegal? Luckily, the Amanita Muscaria is not illegal. You can just pick them and dry them if you want to. But I just wanted to clarify that it's not just another toxic mushroom that you find in the forest. It has so much more to offer and is an amazing healing tool. If you have any comments or questions, you can, of course, leave them for me in the comment section. And I look forward next time with another talk or a meditation. See you then.